Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Adam Talks. I'm Adam Bergman, tax attorney and founder of IRA Financial. And on today's episode, bear market, maybe some Roth conversion strategies. So this is a podcast that I've been holding off for a while because it's just getting ugly out there. Here's some numbers to kind of chew on, kind of depressing stuff. S&P 500 year to date around down 12%, Dow down around 9%, Apple down around 10%, Tesla down around 15%. This is year to date, Jan 1 till approximately May 1st. Amazon down 13%, JP Morgan down 23%, Bitcoin down 14%, Ethereum down 22%, silver down about 1.3%. Gold's the only thing that's been up. It's up about 5% year to date. So ugly stuff. I actually have been resisting looking at some of my 401k and financial statements that are invested in equities. My real estate holdings are doing well. My self-directed IRA real estate holdings are doing pretty well. Not so much my cryptos and private placement, private equity, hedge fund stuff. Those don't really mark to market, but I just kind of know the strategies and they haven't been, very fruitful, or at least I don't think the short-term prognosis is pretty good. But hey, we're in this for the long term, right? So that's what kind of got me focused on this theme on this podcast is what can we do, right? There's certainly inflation, right? I've talked about this on the pod several times in the last few months. We know what's going on. It's about 8-9% inflation. We know interest rates are going to go up. Will real estate market prices go down? Probably. Stock markets, I'm saying a free fall, but it's been a tough year. Almost all asset classes are down. So what can we do? We always got to look to take a bad situation to make it positive. So this is something that I've done in the past, and I'm probably going to do it at some point in the next month or so. I'm just going to kind of wait out the market a little bit. But Roth conversions. What's a Roth conversion? That means you take a pre-tax IRA and you convert it to Roth. And yeah, there is tax when you convert a pre-tax IRA to Roth. You pay tax on the value of that IRA, but the value is depressed if it's Apple stock that's down 10%, or Amazon is down 13%, or Ethereum that's down 22%. You can save potentially 22% on the tax, assuming you expect the asset to go up, right? I assume if you own Apple or Tesla or JP Morgan or Bitcoin, Ethereum, silver, you should expect the assets to go up, right? S&P 500 over the last 100 years has averaged close to 10%, right? So this is just kind of a blip. And it's only May, so we've got a lot of the year left, more than half the year left over. Hey, there's a chance there's a big uptick. Let's say the situation in Ukraine gets settled. There's a supply chain issue with China, works its way through, which again, I'm not super hopeful. Zero COVID policy. I don't know about you. We've lived through COVID for the last 2 years plus. You can't just wish it away. COVID's going to COVID. Like China's in their policy just not going to fly. So yeah, they can hide their numbers, but locking down 100 million people, it's not good for the economy. It's definitely not going to help supply chain issues, and they have to keep the charade going until at least their the Communist Party elects Xi's running again. So that's I think in the fall. So the charade's got to run for another 4 or 5 months, and then he can maybe pivot and change from the zero COVID policy. But it's going to have a big impact on supply chain. That's why I think numbers are going to be down. I think looking at 21 was such a crazy year that there's no way we can duplicate that. So company earnings are going to drop. I haven't even mentioned Netflix, right? Netflix year to date. I don't want to really put people in a state of depression, but it's ugly. Okay, it's and most of us have not have Netflix or similar types of companies in our portfolio. So there are opportunities, right? If you are a long-term believer in Netflix is down 67% year to date. 67%. So like I have Netflix. I don't think we're just going to be moving off from Netflix, canceling our subscriptions. Yeah, they're going to have some challenges and maybe the stock stays flat for a little bit. But if you can convert Netflix shares you own in a pre-tax IRA at a Roth, lock in the reduced price, pay tax on April 15th, especially if you have losses, some other deductions, credits to absorb some of the tax. Hey, it could be a really beneficial time. I remember back in 2010, what happened, the last or financial crisis of the 0809, the Bernie Madoff, the bank issues, Bear Stearns, Lehman, we all remember that. What happened is the IRS changed the conversion rules, basically said, okay, everyone can do it now. There's no income limitations. And I have colleagues, clients, friends that did conversions of real estate, did conversions of stocks in 2010. Were able to pay the tax over 2 years. That no longer applies, but they're still able to lock in the Roth gains, and they are quite happy they did that 12 years later. I mean, a lot of them are over 59 and a half now. And, the conversion prices they paid 10 years ago was like cents on the dollar compared to what it is now. So now all that is tax-free. So look at the situation. If you believe in the long-term potential of that asset, we all know Apple, Tesla, Amazon, JP Morgan are not going anywhere, right? That's not something to be concerned about. So if you're able to lock it in now, if you feel like this is kind of a bottom, think about doing a conversion. You don't pay tax today. There's no withholding. You just convert it, and then you pay tax on April 15th. Same if you own a private business. Maybe you can have the business provide you a discounted valuation, or maybe not discounted. Maybe the fact is the valuation is much lower today than what you paid for it. Same with venture capital, private equity, real estate funds. There's opportunity. So take a bad situation, or temporarily bad situation. It's going to get better, right? Markets rebound, but take advantage of a dip, of a bear market. And if you have it in an IRA, consider Roth. Obviously, gold is up 5%, so that's probably not a good asset, but silver's down 1.3%. Bitcoin's down 14%. Ethereum, 22%. If you own other small cryptos, they may be down even more. If you believe in that asset, take advantage of it, lock in the gains, pay tax at a lower value, and then keep that Roth until you're 59 and a half. The Roth's been open 5 years, and it's all tax-free. Anything you pull out of that Roth will be tax-free. So I'm probably going to do something in the next couple of weeks, if not months. There's a couple stocks I'm looking at, Netflix included, that I'm just going to wait a week. Netflix, I'm not going to wait long, but I own Apple, I own Tesla, I own JP Morgan. I'm going to wait a little bit on those, see what happens. I think there's potentially some room for it to drop even further. I know we can't time the markets, but hey, I'm going to wait it out. Same with Bitcoin and Ethereum. I think they're going to keep dropping too over the short term, not the long term. Long term, they have obviously huge potential. That's why this is just a really good opportunity, especially for IRA investors where we don't need the money now, right? Especially if you're under 59 and a half, can't even touch the money. So let's take advantage of this opportunity. If we can afford to pay the tax at the depressed value, let's do it, lock it in, and then keep it in a Roth till at least you're 59 and a half. The Roth's been open at least 5 years. It's all tax-free. So looking back, this bear market could end up being, very positive outcome for your IRA, especially if you're able to do a conversion of Roth. And this applies to any asset it owns, whether it's real estate or private business investments, maybe some loans have gone bad, whatever it is. This could be a pretty good opportunity to take a crappy market and turn it into a positive for your IRA. So things will get better, right? This is just temporary, but it's been tough. What I try to do is I don't look at my statements, especially my equities. What's the point, right? It's in an IRA or 401k. I'm not going to use it. I'm not living on it. So what do I care? Same goes for the good times. When you're up 10, 15, 20%, don't look that much, right? Look here and there, right? Look at the statements, look every month, but don't get into a state of depression if you're down 10%, or same time, don't think you're Jeff Bezos if you're up 20%. Like, take it slow. It's a process. It's many years. It will grow, will go down, it will go up, but in the long run, you will be up. And it's the right way to save through a retirement account. And if you can do it in a Roth IRA, even better, right? Because you can pull those funds out tax-free. So just a little bit of positive spin on a crappy, bear market for not just stocks, right? For cryptos, for not yet real estate, but that's coming. I think that's around the corner. Real estate still seems to be be quite strong. But I think as interest rates go up, there'll be pressure. The only thing keeping it up is there's no inventory. So if the buyers are still in the arena, if inventory doesn't keep up, prices can stay relatively strong. I just don't think they're going to accelerate the way they did over the last 12 months because of interest rates. So there you go. Just a little bit of my take on this. So again, don't get depressed. Look at a bear market and do something good potentially with your IRA. So thanks for watching. If you're doing it on YouTube, thanks for listening. If you are listening wherever you catch your podcast, I appreciate it. Give me a good rating if you don't mind. We really appreciate it. I also thank you for your support. And it's a weekly podcast. Obviously, it drops every Wednesday. So don't forget to catch me again next Wednesday. If you miss it, you're busy doing other stuff, don't worry. You could catch me anytime, wherever you catch your podcast, whether it's Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud. Just give me a listen and have a great day, and talk to everyone again soon. Be well.